we still love and laugh. Let's talk, let's chat. Love talk, it's love talk. We're all so bloody. Gets deep, but we still love and laugh. Let's talk, let's chat.
Hello, welcome to Love Talk, where when love talks, the world listens. Hello, chat. I'm your girl, also ravishing.
And I'm Boogie. Hey, y'all. Thanks for joining Love Talk today. We have a special guest.
Mm-hmm.
I hope y'all are ready for this special guest here. Without further introduction or further delay, we have Hopeful Hustle.
Yay! Welcome, Hopeful Hustle.
How you doing?
Good, I'm good. How you guys doing today?
We're doing
Excited,
well.
excited.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, Hopeful Hustle, before we start, we like to do a little icebreaker.
Oh,
And the icebreaker is a game that me and Boogie play, and it's called Sing It or Share It. And how the game go, me and Boogie is going to ask you a couple of questions, and you can either answer them questions, or if you don't want to answer them, we will give you a song and you will have to sing the song.
all right.
All right. You want to go first, Bug?
Yeah. Cause
Okay.
'cause I know Hopeful got them vocals, He got the vocals.
I want to
All
hear
right.
them, but I also want to know the questions, the answers to the questions too.
Right, I know. So either way, it's a win-win situation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Question one. If your love life was a reality TV show, what would it be called?
Oh, My Love Life was a reality TV show. Oh man. Love Life was a reality. That's a good one. Ooh,
All right.
uh I would probably say Flavor of Love. Yeah.
Ooh.
All right,
Flavor,
Flavor of
flavor.
Love.
Okay. Flavor of love.
Hmm. So my question would be, what's the weirdest thing you do when you're home alone?
Weirdest thing I do when I'm alone probably just be um breaking out singing for no reason.
Okay, so can we get something real quick?
I mean, you said
Yeah,
it.
you opened the
Always singing I'm in Boogie's theme song, so it's time for Boogie time.
door. All right, I love it.
Right? All right. I have another question for you.
Okay.
What's the cringiest pet name you've ever given or received?
Um Cringy is mm, cringiest pet name that I've ever received
Or
or
given?
given. Oh my god, it's so corny. But I just have to be like, hey, stink. Like that's like, what do you think?
Hey,
Okay,
Steve.
stink.
All
All
right.
right. And the last question of the game is, have you ever sent a risky text and instantly regretted it? And if you did, what was the text?
Have I ever risky text? I regretted it. Yeah, yeah, I definitely have.
Do you
Um,
mind sharing?
Or
um,
singing?
it was probably on a date that I felt like didn't go as good as I thought it was gonna go. So like, probably my soft, risky text was like, "When can I see you again?"
Okay.
And then I
That
got
was
left.
bold.
Yeah, that was nothing's wrong with that.
You
You was
know,
interested in the person, you know?
that's true.
All right. Now, down to the real deal. Dun dun dun. Books.
Oh, well, oh, all right. She's so kind. Okay.
You
All
know
right.
that Boogie really knows Hopeful Hustle,
Yeah.
and I got the question, y'all.
Yeah, she got them. So I'm gonna ask my couple questions, and yeah, she got some good stuff, y'all. So all right, hopeful, my dear hopeful friend, what is the toughest part of dating?
Um, I would say for me, the toughest part of dating. So that's a two-part question for me. The toughest part of dating is knowing when to let somebody go. I think that's
Mhm,
one of the toughest parts for me is because I'm a person that likes to give people the benefit of the doubt. Um, and I'm also like the type of person, so it's like I know that I'm flawed and I know that I'm not perfect in any sense of the word. So for me, it's like I can't demand perfection from you when I know that I'm imperfect myself. So it's
mhm,
and I could be a bit of an overthinker sometimes. So it's always that, am I being too harsh if I cut this off and I just say, yeah, wait, hold on, timeout, flag on the play, this is not gonna work for me. Or should I just kind of like give them like a little bit of grace? So I would say that's probably the hardest part of dating for me. The other hardest part of dating is just um putting yourself out there and just getting to know people. Because people, like, I mean, honestly, people are weird. Like,
mhm,
people is
Yeah.
very weird. Um, I'm pretty sure that, there's some women that can attest to it gets weird on, like with them talking to guys. And like from a male's perspective, like talking to different, women, it gets very weird because, you know, I'm just trying to put myself out there, and I don't know if you trying to use me. I don't know if you trying to come up off of a free meal. I don't know if you
mhm.
getting my so you want somebody to pay your bills. I don't know what the case is. So for me, like I would say those two things are the hardest part because it's like, of course, me being a lover at heart, I want to put myself out there. I want to experience love in a pure and genuine and authentic way. And I would like to find somebody that is able to like that like we kind of get each other and we able to build something sustainable. um but it gets messy because you really got to take the time and you got to get to know people and you got to
Mhm.
you know really just really and truly got to weed people out. So I would say those are definitely the hardest parts.
Okay, that's a good answer.
If it's okay,
Mhm,
hopeful hustle, Jersey
mhm.
girl, shout out to Jersey girl. She said, "Can we know hopeful's age? It would help with perspective, when asking questions." So, you want to tell
30,
your age?
I'm 34.
All right,
All right
34.
now.
All right.
All right. So, Hopeful Hustle, my first question is, are you dating? And if so, how many people are you currently dating?
Right now I'm not dating anybody, so that's
Okay.
easy one. I'm not dating anybody right now, but in the past, prior to my last situation, I dated multiple people at the same time. Um, and reason being is because you know, I I was always told from young, like, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Mm.
You know, especially if you don't know if the basket is firm or not. You know, so for me, I'm treating it exactly what it is. It's dating. You know what I mean? Like there's no like commitment. Like we talking, we get to know each other. Like I could go on a date with one person and then I say, boom, that's not the person for me. You know, the next month or whatever, I can go on a date with another person and, decide, okay, you know what, I may want to dive into this a little bit more. So, excuse me, I've given myself permission to experience like different things and not just get kind of like locked down into one thing because again like you have to, and this is something that I didn't realize like early on. Like I would very much so be dating somebody, and I would be like, when I was in my 20s, I'd be dating somebody, and I'd be like, okay, I like them, they like me, boom, 4 or 5 days in, okay, now that's my girlfriend. And then
Mm.
come to realize like I don't really know, like things start happening and situations start occurring. I'm like, I don't really like this person. I don't really know this person. But it's like I'm already in a relationship with you. So now it's like for me, I just take a step back and just give myself permission to date. Like I could go on a date with one person 1 month, the next month I could go out with somebody else, until I find that person because that's what it is, and that for me at least that prevents me from getting like caught up.
Mhm.
That prevents me from getting caught up, and then that's something that um I'm honest about, like like I would tell whoever I'm dating if they ask like, are you talking to other people? Yes, I'm talking to other people. You're dating, that's what it is that you're supposed to do. And then I think once you sure that you're gonna lock it in with one person, then that's when I would cut back on like everything else.
Mm. I like that you said that you are upfront and honest to the people that you're dating, and you're letting them know that, yes, I am dating other people
For sure.
because you have that right. So I don't like when, a guy or a woman is dating multiple people, but they're making it seem like this person is the only person I'm dating. But for you to be open and honest, yeah, I like that a lot. All
Yeah.
right.
Because I think it makes
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it makes it so much easier because you don't want anybody to get hurt. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I was dating one woman I never forget. This was probably like 2023. Um, I was a couple months removed from my ex, and we were talking, and she told me, she just was like, I'm gonna be very upfront and honest with you. Like I am dating other people. Like I'm not saying that I'm sleeping with those people, but I'm just
Mhm.
dating those people so you can do with that information what you will. And it was like when she said that to me, I respected her so much
Mhm.
because again, like you're like it put me in the mindset of like nothing is really secure. You know what I mean? So it's like let me that, and that's where like my mindset started to develop in like, okay, let me see if I actually like this person and build with this person, because before I was dating a couple months, it didn't work out, and then next thing I know, I'm hurting and then I'm healing all over again. So I think taking that approach, it actually saved me a lot of heartache, and it really just gave me the opportunity to figure out what I want. So
Right.
I don't.
Good answer.
A quick little sidebar here. I know
Mhm.
some commenters are saying they can't see each other. Some people are watching from Oso's live and some are watching from Boogie Times live. So you might not see them in your comment section. That might be why. Just addressing that. If there's seems like it was a little confusion there. But I'm actually happy you mentioned like dating multiple people also because or more than one or whatever, because I think sometimes people confuse the dating and relationship. Now, if you're in a relationship, no, we in a relationship with multiple people now. But
Right,
dating,
absolutely.
so it's good that people know that difference there.
Right.
So, um, well, I might be. I don't know. I might should ask this later. Also, I'm just
Oh,
thinking.
okay. I
Yeah.
can answer another. Okay.
There we go.
Let's see. How can you know as a man that the woman you're dating is the one or is not the one?
Oh, that's a good question. I think for me, how would I know if she's the one? Um, I think, time will really tell. Like I don't think, excuse me, I know there have been instances with people where they have met and they were just like instantly, that was that spark, that was that connection, like they just knew like out the gate that that was their person. And for me, like it's just time, it's just timing, like it's like a series of things, like I'll know how we communicate, I'll know how I feel around you, I know how we communicate, I know how I feel around you, like it'll be like with me, I'm a very observant person, so it's like little things that I pay attention to, like
Mhm.
you how she react, how she communicates when things get difficult. I'll pay attention to the things of like the conversations that we have, like what are her long term goals, what are her short term goals, like or is she the one, is she like the type of woman that wants kids? I want kids. I don't have any kids yet. I want kids. If she doesn't want kids, I know that's not gonna work for me. Because again, you don't want children. I want children. I know that's not gonna work. Is she a woman of God? If you don't believe in God, and there's not that foundation, then there's really nothing for us to talk about.
Right.
Um, because I know like the cute the cutesy stuff is good, and the pictures and the posting and all that other stuff is good, but it's like, can you really, like when it gets real, can you pray for me? You know what I mean? When
Mm,
it gets real, can I pray for you? So for me, it's just time and just interactions.
okay. Good answer.
It seems like you know your non-negotiables. Like
Mhm.
prayer. It seems important to you. Your relationship with God, as it is with me as well. And wanting children, it's important that you're on the same page about that stuff. You know.
And me, I would say it took me a while to get there, because I remember like, I was dating a woman probably like, this was like last year. And me and her, Boogie know all my stories. So
So basically, you're talking to Oso in the chat.
but,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, I like her and
If you
I
don't
were,
mind hearing it again.
Yeah.
it was a situation where, you know, she was like probably like 3 or 4 years older than me. She had 3 kids already. And when me and her met, we hit it off, like we clicked instantly. Like everything was great, but it was just the fact that she didn't want kids. Like she just was like,
Mm.
40. My kids are about to be like her oldest was like 21 or something like that. Her youngest was like 13 and her middle child was like 16. So she's about to have adults. So she's just like, I like you, like you're a great time, you're a great guy, like I feel like you could be my person, but I just know like everything is good with you, but it's like I don't want any kids. So for me, I had to fall back off of that situation, because I'm like, I'm gonna only break my own heart trying to pursue you, trying to go after you, because the reality of it is that you don't want kids. And it's unfair to you that, okay, I say I don't want kids now, but we get into like like I say, okay, I'm good on kids for the moment, but we get into a situation 3, 4, 5 years down the line. Now I'm looking at you sideways, like I'm looking at you
Mhm.
I want a kid and this, that, and the third. And you like, baby, that ship done sailed for me. So
Yeah.
um it was just kind of like being in situations like that really just kind of like made me realize like no matter how cool a person is or no matter how much you like a person, you always got to ask yourself, is this realistic? um
Right.
just taking a moment and asking myself those questions like, hey, um is this realistic, has helped me to know my non-negotiables, and helping me know my
Mhm.
negotiables has come into allowed me to come into every situation with a clear head and an open heart of this is what I will accept and this is what I won't accept. So
Well, you answered one of my questions that I had down because that was one of the questions that I had for you. Would you date someone that had a child or had kids and you did, and it could have worked out if she was willing to have another child or maybe two?
right, right.
Okay.
So I think with her, it was more so like she was like, if you would have called me like she was 30, I just turned 34, so I was 32 when I met her. And she just kind of told me, she just was like, listen, if you, she's like, I always wanted 4 kids. So she said, if you would have caught me when I was like 35, 36, should have, I would have been like, I'm with it, let's go. But she was like, I'm about to be 40. Like, I
Yeah.
to start that process all over again. So it is just like I wouldn't have an issue dating a woman that has a child. I mean, again, like, I've dated multiple women that have had children. So, it happened before me. It's nothing that I could do about that.
Mhm.
It would just have to be like, were you open to extending your family? If you are, okay, cool. Let's explore the possibility of what this could be. Um, if you know, if you don't want to extend your family, then at the end of the day, it's just like, okay, you know what? I wish you well. You go your way, I'm gonna go my way. But I know that that's not something I could do because I really want kids.
Right.
It it looks like Lashana success asked hopeful, are you still in contact with this woman or have you cut this off? If you don't mind answering.
No, we cut that off. We definitely cut that off. I mean, she tried to spin the block, and she wanted to see X, Y, and Z. But for me, like I just told her, I just said, again, I think you I want kids, you don't want any more kids. You know what I mean? So we can be cordial, but I just know dating wise, that's not something that will work with me.
Right. Absolutely. That's good for you. Um, I was going to ask, I guess I can ask it now. Because suddenly sis has some good questions. I'm gonna ask my question now. And what have you learned about love, relationships, dating, any of that stuff? What's one of the lessons you've learned?
Um, that's a good question. Ooh, Jesus. What have
Take your
I
time.
There's so many things that I could say that I learned, but um
The first thing that come to mind.
first thing that I would come to mind is like um you can't fix anybody. I would say like that's the main thing that I learned. You cannot fix anybody. Um I learned that through a relationship I was in with my ex-girlfriend. Um, love this woman to pieces. Like every problem that she had, I was there to fix it. We would have conversations. She would tell me I'm overdrafted on my account. I'm sending her money, I'm sending her $200. Handle that. Her car broke down and her car broke. She texted me one morning, um, or whatever, and she was just saying, I'm at work already. And she just was like, hey, my car is not um what did she tell me? She said like my car won't start. So immediately in my mind, I'm like, I'm no mechanic, but it's the battery. So, I told her, meet me. I was actually putting flowers down at my father's gravesite, God rest his soul. And I told her, I said, I'm gonna do this. Meet me here, and I'm gonna take care of it. So I would pull up, and you know, they got the battery. I'm in work clothes. Roll up my sleeves, took the battery out, put it back in, put the windshield wipers on, did what I had to do. Whatever. And I felt like more so like I was being a good man because that's who I am at my core, and that's what I know how to be. But I felt like in a sense I was fixing her because she never I was every problem that we had, every problem that she had, I was fixing it. I was fixing it. I was doing this, I was doing that. But at the end of the day, I wasn't getting what it is that I needed from her.
Mhm.
I'm pulling up, I'm fixing every problem, I'm addressing everything, issues that was happening, and there was like conflict and issues where situations have happened, and I'm ready to jump in and ready to literally throw hands with whomever because when it comes to somebody that like me, I'm a very protective person. I don't play about the people that I love. I don't play about the people that I love. Like I don't play about my friends. So it's just like if you're my woman, like I'm with you, I'm for you. But I realized that all I did was enable her. And
Mhm.
enabled her, and I felt like, okay, the more that I give, it can make this person see that I'm worth something. It can make this person see that, like I'm truly a good guy, and this is why, and this is like you're like you should treat me better because of this. And the
Mm.
reality is that people know what it is that they want. People know what it is that they want. People know what it is that they doing, you know, and especially like people know what it is that they want. They know what it is that they doing, and you can't fix them. So what I've learned is I've learned to really and truly keep my investments in the women that I date low. It's
Mhm.
oh that okay, we solidified, we locked in, it's heading in this direction and is worthy of that because I'ma just burn myself out just giving. And I talked about this in a video that I made, and it was called like lessons that I learned through Cash App. I looked at my Cash App one day, no lie, I'm dang near $2,000 in giving to this person, and I got back zero. And I realized I'm like, yo, like you can't fix them. Like people already gotta come whole on their own. They
Mhm.
gotta come whole on. You gotta come whole on your own. You gotta be happy within yourself. So for me, it's just like, nah, like I can't play the hero. I can't jump in every situation and protect you and shield you from every situation because at the end of the day, I'm taking all the damage. Who gonna replenish me?
Absolutely.
Who help me? So I think learning that was probably one of the most powerful lessons that I learned.
It's a great lesson to learn.
Whew,
Yeah.
got me over here about to. I don't know.
Yeah, you you
It's
was her
deep.
ATM machine.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and people know, and that's why like people know, like people will start using you as like ATMs, and like people know when you a resource. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
the resource, you got to be able to put something in to get something out, you know.
Right.
And there's people that'll like, want to come and constantly take water from the well, but they ain't doing nothing to keep that water running. So
Right.
not doing nothing to keep that water running in the well. Eventually, we gonna be down to our last drop. You gonna be looking at me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking at each other like, where the water coming from?
Right.
Right.
And it's
So
like, it's okay to help somebody when they're in need, but if I'm just helping you and you're not helping yourself, then it's a problem.
for sure,
And
for
Okay.
sure. And then I think too, like older, especially like being in my 30s, like I look at everything because again, I understand that nobody is perfect. I look at everything and I say to myself, okay, who you are, I know I want to get married eventually. I know that I eventually want to have children. Who you are as a girlfriend is going to be who you are as a wife. So for
Yeah.
me, if I just ignore this and ignore this and ignore this now, it's gonna elevate. It's gonna end up evolving over time. And now it's just like I would have ignored all these things, and then now next thing I know, I'm married to you, and I'm married to you, and I'm in a house with you, and I'm taking care of everything, and you are constantly withdrawing out of me, but you're not depositing into me. So it's
Mhm.
yeah, no, like I can't do that. So it's like now, like I've learned to ask specific questions to observe specific patterns because again, if you're not financially responsible on your own and you asking me for money and you looking me to clean up bills and take care of situations and do this, that, and the third, I know as a wife, you're going to be looking for me to do the same thing. You're not going to want to be depositing. It's just going to be me running the ship by myself. And the thing about it is like I'm comfortable with I'm comfortable with leading. Like as a man, like as a man, you gotta lead. Like you have to lead. Like
Mhm.
it's no point in you being in a relationship if you're not going to lead. So as a man, I know how to lead and I'm willing to do what it is that I have to do, but I have needs too. So it's just like if I'm giving everything and I'm getting nothing, then at the end of the day, I might as well be by myself. I might
Right.
as well be myself because what am I getting from you? I'm not getting nothing.
And you said something this when you're dating, the same problems that you have when you're dating, that's going to be the same problems that you bring in when you're married. It's not going to change and that person's not going to get better or become a new person. That person is still going to be the same person that he or she was when y'all was dating. So you did right by cutting that off.
yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's see. So let's just when because it's gonna happen. When you meet your person and you're dating and you know that this is the person for me, how long will you date that person before proposing?
If everything,
Mhm.
I say a year.
Okay.
Like if everything is good, because I'm like, if everything is good, like I say a year, year and a half, like because it's like if I'm if it for me it all goes back to certainty. So if I'm sure about you and you sure about me, and I know that, you know, if I'm sure about you, you sure about me, and I know that like God is in this, and I know that, you know, like this is heading in that direction. I'm willing, like if this is heading in that direction, this is what we both want. I'm willing to take that leap of faith and lock it in. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just because again, it's just like we getting older. Like I think before, like there were instances where, like I know, like in like my grandparents' time, my grandmother would tell me like her and my grandfather, they were in and out of each other's lives, and they dated for probably like like 15 years before they, they didn't dated, they didn't had kids, but they back and forth in and out of each other's lives for like 15 years before they even locked in and got married. And me, it's just like, I'm not trying to do none of that. Like, I really, like, once I find my person and I know, like, there's no mistaking I'm finding my person, I'm locking in. Like, that's it. Like, there's no questioning, there's no this, there's no that,
Mhm.
there's no playing games, there's no room for nothing. It's just me, direct, straight up, straightforward. Listen, you sure you want to be here? You sure I'm the person you want to be with? All right, cool. I'm gonna go get that ring and let's solidify this and build off of what we have. So I think a year and a half tops. Like I'll be ready to go.
All right. I know that's right.
What Jagged Edge say?
Let's get
Let's get I ain't gonna sing it, y'all. I ain't gonna sing.
Sing it, Boog. Sing it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So I do have this question. I don't know if everyone knows, but Hopeful Hustle is in law school. So my question is, congrats. My question is, when you finish law school and you that big time lawyer, um, if you find a woman and you're like, oh my God, this woman, she could be the one, but she's not on your pay level, would that be a deal breaker for you?
none on my pay level. No, because money not everything.
Good
Like
answer.
I don't come from money, so money is not everything. Like I don't look at how much money a person got in their pocket is. I look at your hustle. I look at your drive. You know,
Mhm.
the money gonna come. Like you can be working at a job making 60,000. You could working at a job making 60,000, $70,000 a year, but you got the $1 million mindset. So I'm looking at the mindset. Like, what is your mindset? Like, you could be doing that, and then you can be trying to create a business on the side. You can be trying to, whatever. So for me, it's just like money is not money is not everything. You know what I mean?
Mm,
More so looking for um the stability, you know what I mean, the stability. Like, are you like, how is your soul, like how is your mind, like
Mm.
what are you know what I mean, like what are your morals, like if push come to shove and I couldn't work and I lost it all today, would you still be here while I try to get it back?
mhm.
Money. So for me, like I said, like I don't care if I'm making more than somebody. It,
Hopeful Hustle.
no, no, I'm
Um,
sorry.
no. Finish because I have to say this when you're done.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, like I don't care about I just don't care about money. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like when you get old, money ain't really gonna mean all that much. It's that companionship, it's having that
Mhm.
that you fell in love with. So that's where I'm at with it.
I just was gonna say, Hopeful Hustle, when your DMs or your messages start flooding with the flocks of women, don't blame me and Boogie
And they
because
and they
they're
gonna
gonna
say
watch this podcast.
they gonna say I ain't got no money now
They're gonna
though.
be like, "Oh, he's a good one."
Get ready.
Yeah, get ready. Just send me that invite to their wedding.
That's right. That's right.
I got
Make sure
Okay.
y'all connect with Hopeful Hustle too. We're gonna tag him in our video descriptions too. Stay
Yes.
connected. He has awesome content. So definitely
Yes.
stay connected.
So do we have because he's doing so well with the questions, like
Yeah.
with one question that I asked, he's answering another question that I have. So I'm
Got you.
like, he's doing really, really good. So do the chat have any questions? I know
Yeah.
they was asking a couple
I
for
know
Hopeful
Fishy
Hustle.
thing. Yeah. I saw Fishy said 0 with a question mark. So I don't know, Fishy, if you want to elaborate on what you meant there, because I was kind of curious. I don't want to assume. I don't know if you're saying if they didn't have no money, would you be down with it? But I don't want to assume. So if you can, specify in the comments.
Yeah, I just saw that 0.
Fishy said, "You can't be Captain Save Fishy is
I was cracking up over here. I was like, I thought you
I
right.
know, I saw that. Fishy is so funny.
Oh, Humble Me Hype says, I personally feel there's no timer or indicator on love. You can have your mindset on one thing and God will send you someone who didn't fit the description you set for yourself. To me, that is true love.
Mm,
Absolutely.
yes.
That's right.
wholeheartedly, and I think that's the best. That's when you know it comes straight from God, because
Mhm.
like, again, we all have our preferences. We all know what
Mhm.
we all adults. We all know what we prefer, um, and like, your preference isn't always what's good for you. So I
That's right.
think sometimes, like, it's good to have somebody come in and not be what you're accustomed to, but it be like everything that you need. So I think that that's beautiful, and I definitely want God to do that for me, because I know my type thing got me into some trouble, but but
But that is true. You looking, because like for me, before I got married, I'm attracted to like really, really dark skinned men.
mm,
Like I love chocolate, but that's who I used to date. But my husband is not a dark skinned man
Wow. Okay.
at all.
Okay.
So I'm dating this type, thinking that this type is gonna be somebody I'm gonna marry. But the whole time, the Lord had somebody else totally different than what I was going after. You see what I'm saying? So I'm dating, this person, and the Lord's like, you can keep dating that person all you want, but that's not the person for you. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? So that's true. We have our certain type, but that don't mean that's gonna be the person for us.
yeah, no,
And
definitely.
y'all, I don't even know because I actually have a song about this.
Really?
No Type. It's on the
Mm,
Boogie Time music page. I'm gonna check that out. But no, but but I don't know if I have a type. Like I have liked different men. Like, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like I've liked. I mean, maybe there's probably some I like more than others.
for sure.
And of course, there's some I haven't even explored.
Mm-hmm.
Certain ethnicities and races and all that. But I don't even know if I have a particular type. But I was thinking about that, so I'm like, we'll see what happens. But no, I just
Yeah.
had to add that on there because I'm like, I've liked dark skin, I've liked light skin, I've liked black, I've liked other races.
Short, tall, it
Short,
doesn't matter. So
right.
would you date someone that's shorter than you?
I have
Oh,
because I'm
okay.
tall. Yeah, yeah. My last ex was actually a little shorter than me.
Okay.
But I have dated taller too. But
Yeah.
since I'm on the taller side, I'm tall. Some people they weren't like drastically shorter, but
Yeah.
they were a little shorter than me. And I don't wear heels, so that probably helped them. Because if I wear
Right.
heels and I'm already taller than you, it's like, hey,
Right.
I'm dating Shaq. So, but,
Not date Shaq. It'd be like
but
Shrek and Kevin Hart.
right,
Yeah.
oh, yes, that's the best description. Yeah, exactly. Like, so, but yeah, they've been shorter, and you know, even like celebrities. I
Yeah.
I like Lorenz Tate, but let me just think of someone else. Just total opposite. And now I'm gonna be stuck. But let's just say, okay, Tom Cruise or
Yeah.
what's this other one? Another popular guy. I can't think of his name. Channing Tatum. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like, so
mhm.
it can go broad.
Yeah.
But you could like Tyrese too. It's just like whoever. I could find them all attractive.
See, I think my type has always been like oh boy, since I was a kid. I was obsessed with Lauren London, Megan Good, Sanaa Lathan, like uh, just Eva Mendes, like just it was like all over the place, but it was like always like it was funny because like people would tell me like you have a type. You know what I mean? Like you have a type because it's like you want somebody that look like you going after like like the Lauren London, like you going after like the Megan Good, like you going after like Eva Mendes, like you're whatever. But now it's just like I'm just like like my type has gotten me in trouble because like with that like going after the women that you think everybody want has gotten me in trouble because I'm like, nah, I feel like I gotta compete, like I gotta try to like be like all the way up, like I gotta try to be on a level that I'm not even on. But it's just like I'm just like I'm cool with like what like I'm cool with like finding somebody that hey like they everything that I want in a person, you know what I mean? And they could be the totally opposite of what I was looking
Mm-hmm.
for. They may not look like Megan Good. They may not look like, Carucci or Eva Mendes
Yeah.
or whatever. But, like just like it's so broad and so different.
At the end of the day, what matters is how that person treats you.
For sure. For sure.
How that person treats you, because like you said, a person can have all the money in the world. That doesn't mean that they're going to treat you right.
No, definitely
So
not.
at the end of the day, it just depends on how that person treats you, that person loves you. It doesn't matter if it was the person, the type that you was looking for, or if it wasn't.
Yeah. And I think
But no, go ahead on Hopeful.
I was gonna say like for me, like that's why I just said like God take the idea from me of what I want and give me what I need.
Mm.
You know
You
what I
go.
mean? Like because
Period.
when you give me what I need, I know that it's gonna come from you. It's not gonna come with all this excess baggage and confusion and
Hmm.
but like when it's something that I want, I know it's always gonna get me jacked up. So
Yeah. So we have a question from your favorite Jersey girl. She wants to know, what are your love languages?
Good question.
my love language is um quality time. I love quality time because like we all busy in life. Like we all busy, we all got different things going on. So for me, it's like the fact that you have specifically set aside the time for me and your schedule to make time for me and want to be with me. I think that's a major thing for me. Words of affirmation because I'm like as a writer, as a creative, I'm big on words. So it's like
Mhm.
I need to, and it doesn't come from an insecure place, but for me, it's just like I need that. I need to know how you feel. I need to know like what are you thinking. So that way we can have conversations and we can explore things and learn more things about each other. And yeah, quality time, words of affirmation, um, and I will probably say like acts of service. Um,
Mhm.
I'm like hyper independent, because I had to grow up fast. So like I had to grow up fast, like I had to raise myself. So I'm hyper independent. Like I'm always like doing for myself and doing this and doing that. So like somebody that can kind of come in and just like take the weight off me and like help like assist with like certain things around me or like you give me something like hey like I know you at work or whatever and you say you ain't bring lunch so I'm gonna send you $2 so you can go get lunch. Or hey, I know you ain't get your haircut, so I'm gonna send you $2 for you to go get a haircut. Like stuff like that means a world of like difference to like for me. Um, because I don't come from that. So, and it's like just because I can do it, I can pay for my own haircuts, I can pay for my own food and, do everything as I've been doing it. That doesn't mean that it's not nice if somebody else doesn't
Mhm.
offer and isn't willing to lend a helping hand.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead, Uncle.
yeah, and just I was going to just add like, and that's the thing, and that's we've had conversations about this, and I said, and when you love someone and you're really feeling them, love them, all that stuff, you want to do things for them anyway. Like it
Yes.
makes your heart happy too. It's not about, oh, tit for tat, or he got to do this for me. You want
For
to do
sure.
those things,
Mhm.
whether it's the smallest
For
thing
sure.
from getting them a Reese cup or getting them some sneakers.
Or
Whatever it
For
is,
best
sure.
you want
girl,
to do
rub me
that.
rub your head when you
Exactly.
come home.
For sure.
Exactly. Just you look forward to it because you care,
Mhm.
because you
That's
love
right.
Yeah.
them.
And
Yes.
that's how I am. Like you can give me you can give me a pen and I will be the happiest person in the world because it's like it's not so much as how much it costs. It's the fact that you thought enough about me.
Mhm.
Hey sweetheart, like I know you ran out of pens or whatever. I got you this pen or I know like you need extra stuff because you're in school and you got study material. So I did X, Y, and Z. Like it I'm happy with the little things. You know what I mean? You can give me a cup of water. I'm happy with it.
Right. Absolutely.
So I do have another question, right quick.
Hmm.
If you in okay, so say you had to go to a job meeting somewhere and you meet someone and this person is a great person, y'all start dating, and
Hmm.
but this person lives in another state.
Hmm.
Or would you date long distance? Would you go if this person is really the person, will you move to where that person at, or will you try to get that person to come where you're at? Or since it's long distance, you'll just be like, nah, we're not gonna worry about it and just walk away from.
You know, that's a good question. I mean, it depends on a couple of things for me. It depends on how far that person is too.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think it depends on how far that person is. Because I've seen situations where a YouTuber that I know, she got and the guy was living in she was dating a guy that was living in uh Connecticut and she lives in DC and they just recently got engaged. So for me, yeah, I mean, if the distance made sense for me, if God was really and truly putting it on my heart, like this is the person for you, I wouldn't mind taking trips, like going to see them. I'm not tied to Connecticut in any way, so if they lived in Atlanta and we're just like okay like we're gonna move to Atlanta or whatever like I would be down for it. I just think that for me like it would just be a situation that would have to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
um and I would have to know that that's the person for me because love, one thing I've learned about love is like you can't really you can't leave you can't I don't know the word for it, but it's like when it comes to love, it's like you can't just be so specific. Like I'm just so specific to the T that you overlook you can't be so fixated on something is what I'm trying to say. That you are so blind to everything else. You know what I mean? So it's just like I've learned to keep my options open, and learn like love shows up in different ways that we never imagined. So yeah, I would, like I said, if it makes sense, I would do something like that. Cause I met
Yeah.
even on dating apps, I met some awesome women that lived in different states.
Yeah.
Like I met some awesome women that have lived in different states and just had conversations with them, and I'm like, okay, wow, it never like blossomed to that level, but like, like I would be open to that for sure.
Okay.
Me too, actually, myself, because I'm like, I'm a person that likes, my space too. And I think I would be excited to be like, oh, I think that would kind of work for me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, of course, it depends on certain things, how far, is it a reasonable drive, things like that.
Right.
But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Because if it's from here to Zimbabwe, no way.
I understand.
I ain't listen. Them foreign travel flights is no joke.
Right.
Now,
Facts.
if I can drive or if I can take the Greyhound, I might be down. But if I got to go,
Right.
yeah, no, thank you.
Right.
Hmm.
I love you from afar.
Yeah,
Love you
yeah,
from a distance.
Right.
yeah. That's
That's it. Love you from a distance.
mm. I
You.
agree with
Oh,
your favorite girl, Jersey Girl says.
mm-hmm. Me too. She said, I agree that types get you in trouble. I believe when you limit yourself to a type, you tie God's hand.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
So you have to be open.
Right.
Yep,
You
makes
gotta
sense.
be open. And then I think there's a fine line between open and settling. I think that some people think that just because I'm open, that means that I'm settling, and that's not necessarily the case. It's just that you just saying, okay, God, you know what's good for me when I don't know what's good for me. You know,
Right.
like you just being open, and I think being open is the best way to be because when you open, life will take you in directions that you never imagined were possible. You know.
Yep. Cause like if when we have our types or when we make our plans and all this kind of stuff like that, you know, I always say like the Lord is probably laughing because like he probably like my
Hmm.
child. That's not even much what I have for you.
Right.
Right. That ain't even it now.
That's not even much it.
That was cute, but go on sit down somewhere.
Right.
Mhm, I got this.
Right. Right.
This was a great show. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I'm just
And
letting you know.
we have, yes, and before we wrap up with our wonderful guests, I do want to share that next week we have special guests, the Gen X Effect. Man,
Yes.
man, listen, look, y'all. We have so many, all of our guests are awesome. So we have another
Yes.
awesome guest next week. We're going to talk about so much. So make sure y'all tune in for Love Talk, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and join the conversation as always.
Shout out to Gen X. Shout out to
That's a
Hopeful Hustle.
Yes.
Hopeful
appreciate
Hustle. This was a great podcast. You did awesome
it.
with
Thank
answering the questions.
Yeah, truly, truly.
thank you. It was a
And shout
pleasure.
out,
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
thank,
anytime. You're welcome.
thank you for being here.
Of
Shout
course.
out
And
to the chat too.
yeah, shout out to the chat. Y'all are awesome. Thank y'all so much for always supporting us and being here with us on Love Talk. We love the chat. We love the chat.
Yes. We gotta get a name for our chat community also. The Love
Yes,
Talk
yes, we
community.
have
Right.
to. We have
Got to.
to.
And
So
I put
everyone,
Hopeful's link in the description. We'll also tag him in our channel description so you can connect with him if you're not already connected. And do you have
yeah.
anything upcoming you want to share with us before we leave?
Nothing upcoming. I mean, I'm gonna just keep putting out more content. Um, just trying to engage and just interact with the community more. So that's it, man. That's it for me.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So everyone, thank y'all so much for joining Oso and Boogie on Love Talk with our special guest, Hopeful Hustle. We will see y'all again next Sunday, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. And until then, y'all stay blessed. Y'all be safe. We love y'all.
Love y'all.
Bye.
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 Love talk, it's love talk. We're all so bloody. Gets deep, but we still love and laugh. Love talk, let's chat. love talk, we're all so bloody. Gets deep, but we still love